welcome back everyone, welcome back. I hope you enjoyed that lovely Brutal OFC as we have reached the semifinals. We've reached the semis here for the Sparkling Tuna Cup number 119. Again, this is a weekly open tournament and we have the heavy hitters facing off. Spawning in the top right hand corner of Tourmaline, we have the South Korean Terran player. We have the Red Terran, the #1 seed of the tournament. Representing Shellfire Rebellion, it is ByuN. And spawning in the bottom left hand corner, we have his opponents. We have the other South Korean player, the South Korean Protoss player, the Blue Protoss, representing Streamer Zone. It is NightMare. And if you're in the chat, predictions are now open. Place your bets on who you think will claim the series. Best of luck in the chat as we get into our best of 3. Meanwhile, a big shout out to Sharkbait. To Sharkbait in the chat. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for the raid. Hope you had a great stream. Hope you had a great ladder session. Hope you had a great time. Bienvenidos, papi, bienvenidos, as we are delving into the semifinals of our open tournament. Welcome one and all as we jump into our fresh series here. And again, best of luck in the chat. Best of luck coming into this. ByuN is the heavy favorite, but NightMare has been improving quite steadily over the past couple of months. NightMare, of course, recently did travel to Home Story Cup. Recently got back. He is in form, and we'll see how he compares here. We'll see if we can bring ByuN down. Let's go. Let's go, buddy. Let's go. As now, we do have an economic opener. Economic opener out of ByuN, going racks expand, going for a later factory and a later second gas. Meanwhile, standard opener out of NightMare. So far, so good. Welcome to Tourmaline. Tourmaline is one of the smaller maps in the map pool, shorter rush distance by ground, so aggression is favored here, and we do expect to see some more aggression out of our two players. Oh, hello, as ByuN does go racks expand into a tech lab. Cheeky move here by ByuN. Basically, ByuN is going for an economic opener, and he knows that NightMare just scattered him, and ByuN wants to lure in a gateway unit to catch it with a Marauder. So you can see here, Marauder into Concussive Shell. The goal is to lure in NightMare, bait him in with a Stalker with an Adept, and catch it with said Marauder. Okay, so cheeky moves here by ByuN. We'll see if NightMare does take the bait. Yeah, he does. He does. You can see here the rally across the map, and we'll see if he makes his way over. We shall see. For now on patrol. Bearing in mind that ByuN did skip his Reaper. Oh, and behind this, okay, it's going to be Marauder first into a 3 racks. Very old school here. I say old school. To be fair, we have been seeing this rise in popularity in recent weeks. This is going to be a 3 rack stim timing. A very aggressive follow-up here. This used to be very, very common and very meta a couple of years ago, back in 2023, back in the side Delta era of StarCraft. I want to say that was around 2022, actually. So a couple of years ago, this was all the craze. Does hit quite hard. The downside, of course, is, oh, as we do catch the first Adept. Nice catch. Gets one. Adept tries to shade away. Ooh, does not shade. Yeah, massive loss there for NightMare. Here comes the army. No safety shield battery here on the low ground. There's one Stalker to defend. Sorry, soon to be 2 Stalkers. ByuN is moving in. We'll see if we can catch a Stalker. But again, the downside of this build, of course, is your late factory, late tanks. If NightMare is going 4-gate blink, for example, then it'd be a rough defense for ByuN. So fire kites away, and the boys are being pulled, losing 2 probes so far. Does he get 3? Up! He does. 3 probe kills. So 3 probes and the Adept. And remember, behind this is building up into stim. It's going to hit that same timing. The scariest thing for NightMare is that he's playing blind. NightMare, he sees nothing. For what he knows, it could be a fast 3rd command center behind this. It could be a faster factory into 2-1-1. NightMare going 2-gate blink? No, shut. Oof, 2-gate blink out of NightMare. Very greedy build here. Essentially, NightMare, he's delaying his robo, he's delaying his 2nd gateway, his 3rd gateway, he's delaying extra gateways, warpins in favor of a faster expansion, but a sim timing is coming his way. The problem, though, is that he just doesn't know. NightMare is playing blind. You can see that ByuN, he deals with the probe, and he does keep his army hidden. We're at least getting some safety shield batteries. Getting 1, 2 batteries. Stim is now done, +1 is on the way. And ByuN will soon move out. Soon move out. I do appreciate that NightMare is being active with these Stalkers. He needs to be, right? He needs to get eyes on any kind of move out. He has to slow it down. Pick away at the medevacs. Typically this build does hit pre-medevac, so ByuN is going for a delayed move out actually. He's waiting for his medevacs. Where is he? Nice snipe on the Marauder, very nice. Ooh, it was a Stalker though. NightMare's gonna be careful. I don't think ByuN is gonna commit. Again, I get the feeling that he does want to wait for his medevacs eventually. Yeah, he stays here in the center. He's waiting in the center. Here comes the add-on swap. Here come the medevacs. NightMare, he has time though. Because ByuN is waiting for his medevacs, NightMare is being given time to react, to respond, and to build up his Colossus. So the first Colossus is on the way. It's gonna be close. There's that Chrono. NightMare's picking with the army. So far, so good. Catching at how many? 8 Marines and 3 Marauders. Nice wing control here by NightMare. And here come those medevacs. And the Colossus does pop out in time. Wow. NightMare, he should be fine. As long as he keeps the Colossus alive and keeps it safe, should be okay. ByuN moves in. And Colossus is revealed. ByuN forces him away. Tries to dive forward here, but so many Colossus swipes in the Marines. Oh my god, the Marines, they just melt. Yeah, Marines do melt. And ByuN gets shut down. ByuN gets completely shut down here. As you mentioned, he did choose to go for a later timing. Did choose to wait for the medevacs. Was less committed, less aggressive. NightMare, he got away with his 2-gate blink into the 3rd. Now the 4th base is on the way, and NightMare is in a much better position. That sim timing did fall in his face, or really the medevac timing. NightMare taking a lead. And this is looking shaky here for ByuN. Looking shaky. Yeah, before ByuN can really build up, NightMare, he might just break the 3rd. Remember, there's no factory production, there's no defensive tanks or widow mines, it's just purely bio. Vikings are on the way. They will help. Here comes NightMare. Yeah, peeling off into the mineral line. Catching out a couple of SCVs. Trying to slip into the natural. ByuN does react. Yeah, the 3rd base is denied. That's all the NightMare wanted. Just deny mining at the 3rd. Keep ByuN on a low economy. And even mixing in some Dark Templar. Okay. Cheeky moves out of NightMare. Here they come. Warping in 3 Dark Templar at a time. ByuN, he just muled. He just muled, but there's 1 scan available at the natural. So he does have a scan. Despite that, SCVs are getting picked up. And getting 1, 2, 3 SCVs. Prism into main, scan here into the natural. Does deal with one of the Dark Templar. There's the other scan. But there are only 2. Yeah, there are only 2 scans. And that's going to be 7 dead SCVs. The Vikings do tank. Ice control by ByuN. This could have been a little worse. There we go. 9 SCV kills. This also does delay ByuN, keeps him at home. And NightMare will be the first to max out. Be the first to max. Now switching into Immortals. Thought about Blink for a moment there. Thought about Shadow Stride. Has NightMare setting up for 2 run-bys. Zelsa moving towards the 3rd. More Zelsa towards the natural. NightMare distracting with the main army. Let's try to at least. And he pushes in. He does commit. He'll lose the Colossus though. He'll lose 1. 1 Colossus goes down. May lose the second. Yeah, some rough losses. This is not worth it for NightMare. NightMare, he'll lose all his zealots as well. Oh no! Yeah, miscontrol. Miscontrol with the army. He'll lose everything. The Stalkers, the Immortals. Meanwhile, the Zealots, they did not get enough damage done across the map. They did not get into the mineral lines. ByuN defends. ByuN, he defends back and only caught 2 Colossus. Again, a very messy fight here from NightMare. Very messy. Again, NightMare, he had a lead. He had momentum, but he's losing that lead. He's losing that lead. You can see the panic in NightMare's army control. Like, he was like, oh god, where am I? What am I doing here? I see does sit by with some Zealots. So once again, there are plenty of reinforcements. Yeah, these Zealots, they achieve no damage. ByuN does defend. And NightMare has to calm down. He does have a second robo that will help. He's switching to disruptors. This is good. We did need this a little bit earlier, but disruptors are on the way. The scariest thing, of course, is this moment here. ByuN's claiming a 4th, and NightMare cannot let this happen. This 4th base is going to be a big power spike for ByuN. The pressure's on NightMare. Pressure's on. NightMare pulls away. NightMare pulls away. The army does stand forward, catching out an Immortal. And nice pick up. Likewise, Vikings, they go for the dive. They don't get a Colossus this time. And NightMare, he pulls away in time. Saves the Colossus, punishes the Vikings. This time a better trade here for NightMare. Now as the army's trade with the Zealots, they move out across the map. And we have Zealots hitting the natural. Main army just chase down those ghosts. The ghosts are getting exposed. Oh, gets one. Does get a ghost. Zealots are popping up in the mineral line. And NightMare, he commits. He's committing in short as Novas. Novas are going off. Oh my god, massive connections. And Novas do connect. Oh, punishing ByuN. And ByuN's being pulled apart here. 16 SVs going down. Decent engagement here by NightMare. But he doesn't break the expansion. Doesn't break through. He needs more charge slots. They're coming. Getting messy. NightMare, he has to keep the pressure up. Once again, he has to deny the center base or the third or something. But as the Liberator count gets higher, it's going to become more and more difficult for NightMare to move in. It's going to be difficult. 1 Colossus goes down. Losing 2. Oh my god. Yeah, late control there by NightMare. He pulled away the Colossus too late. And messy engagement. At the same time, NightMare, he tries to get into the mineral line, but good reaction by ByuN. He pulls away in time. Yeah, ByuN pulls away. NightMare did miscontrol, and ByuN is now taking a lead. At this point, ByuN has secured his 4th. His 4th is now secure, and ByuN is perfecting his army. Getting into Liberator range. The Fusion Core is done. Liberator range almost as well. 3-3, more Liberators. And ByuN is starting to outscale. I say starting just because there are opportunities here. If NightMare can pop off with a run-by, with a counterattack, he has Zealots getting ready. If he can distract ByuN, then maybe. Unfortunately, it does feel like ByuN has kind of caught on to the tempo of NightMare. And he's getting ready to defend against the run-bys. Like, he knows. Yeah. At this point, it's a little bit too obvious that NightMare is getting ready for those run-bys. ByuN is in position. We have the Stargate on the way. This is late. This is a late tech choice, but basically NightMare is working towards Sky Toss. This should be Stargate into Fleet Beacon, into Mothership, into Tempest. This is a late choice. And ByuN will soon max out. Oof. Prism goes down. Once again, you can see ByuN is ready here for the run-by. He's ready for both run-bys. He's also being thrown away. Main army does push in. Liberators are in position. And Liberators, they punish. Up! Decent overs. But the Colossus, what are we doing here? Yeah, Colossus, they move too far in. And the Colossi go down. Oof. From here, ByuN can just stim and win. Chases down every Disruptor, every Colossus. Final Colossus falls. Nice pickup there against the Nova. The pickup happy. And again, you can see NightMare just plummeted in supply. And he doesn't have the freedom to switch into Sky Toss. It's too late. It's too late for Sky Toss. ByuN just has to chill, max out, then move out again. As he's now claiming a 5th base. NightMare going for a DT run by instead. But last there's the turret. Shadow Stride was researched. And there's potential maybe if they blink on top of the missile turrets.
Liberation.
NightMare, he does dive in, gets a Liberator, takes out one, starting back the army with the Novas. Up! That's easy connections. Okay, does connect well, breaks through into the mineral line. Even catching out those Vikings. But alas, does he have enough? He does not. Yeah, there's not enough Zealots here and not enough support. At the same time, DT's there to get the mineral line. Okay, not bad. Dark Templar, they pop off. 19 SCV kills. NightMare, he gets some damage. Does get some damage done. He's not going to take this line down. Suddenly, NightMare, he has potential. You see NightMare, he sees the army and he's thinking about those Novas. ByuN, is he looking? Ah! Here come the Disruptors. Novas go up. Up! And it does connect. It does connect. I'll pick up there, but does still connect with the army. And NightMare, he dives in. And he does focus on the Liberators. Gets one, gets two. Both Liberators barely go down. The Planetary is surrounded. But he does not break the Planetary. Oof. Yeah, that was a big investment from NightMare. He lost a lot of Stalkers. And it barely wasn't worth it. NightMare has to pull away. Once again, NightMare's looking for a way in. Templar to spread out. And head on fight, I do still favor ByuN, but nice dive here on the Liberators. Gets one, gets two. Takes down all three. Liberator counters resets. NightMare gaining some ground. It does reset the Liberator counts. Not bad. Not a bad engage here from NightMare. Now rotating over. ByuN down to 2 Liberators. And I feel like NightMare can just commit in. He's tempted. Taking it slow. For me, this would be a time to throw down a Fleet Beacon. Like this, like this is when we have a bit of an opportunity. Wait, what? Okay, recalls over towards the right-hand side. Interesting. The weird thing about this recall is that he didn't recall everything, and he's running. Like he's still telegraphing his movements. Oof. Leading out stalkers. Yeah, messy rotation out of NightMare. DT's a movement towards left-hand side. Does cause a big distraction. CP's out of ByuN. DT's a collapse here in the center base. Going for the planetary. Can he get it? It's gonna be close. One more swipe and barely does break through. Planetary goes down. NightMare. He's popping off. Takes down a base. Moves in on the right hand side. Oh, never mind. ByuN is back up to 11 Liberators. That's a lot of freedom. It's a lot of freedom. NightMare does catch a couple of Liberators. He gets one, he gets two. Just one. Oh, chaos. As he does try to rotate once again and rallying his DTs over towards the right hand side. Oh. Rough movement. NightMare's looking for a way in. Liberators are keeping up. Oh, dog! Yeah, achievement hit by NightMare. He gets caught out. He gets caught out. Every DT does fall. I want to say 2 DTs get recalled. But NightMare did rotate. Okay, catching out the planetary. Not bad. Gets one. Ooh. And takes down one. Nice Nova here on the Ghost. NightMare does pull away. At the same time, ByuN does find some damage though. Yeah, finally ByuN gets across the map, takes down the mineral line. NightMare's hurting. Yeah, ideally the pro player wants to maintain map control. That's not the case. Yeah, forcing him to move in. Nice splits. Very nice splits. ByuN is punishing. Takes on bottom right. Keeps pushing forward. NightMare keep plummets in supply. Lost far too much far too quickly. Oof. And this might be too much here. Down to 2 disruptors, sorry, down to 4. No more Colossus. NightMare, he's running out of his bank. Running out of minerals. And he's gonna lose even more. He'll lose even more here. His probes are going down. DTs, they might clean this up. Oh. They force a pickup. And NightMare, he has half the army supply. He's like, Jesus. Down to 100 supply. Again, NightMare, he can't afford these losses. Does take down the planetary. At the same time, though, he's going to lose top left. No. Another base goes down. NightMare, he's broke. He's broke back. And the army sims in. 24 trying here. 26 probes going down. Crazy damage. And NightMare is down to 19. Down to 19 workers again. He has no economy, he has no income. Down to less than a middle line worth of workers. And these are the last units. The last units, lost army here of NightMare. Down to 3 disruptors, a handful of stalkers. And it was back and forth. There were some nice moments for NightMare for sure. But, I mean, crucially, we saw that ByuN, he still got his 4th, his 5th, his 6th base up and running. Maintain his economy, his losses. And with that NightMare, he'll lose everything down to no army. I mean, what's it left? GG gets called. GG gets called, and ByuN takes game number 1. GG. Whew. GG, well played. ByuN takes the lead in the series. Again, we did have a bit of a back and forth here. NightMare definitely had some opportunities, had some moments. He was even ahead at some points, especially in the mid game, but eventually did lose that lead. ByuN successfully got up to 3, 4, 5, 6 bases towards the end. He could retain his army, maintain his losses, maintain his army. GG. GG, well played. Eventually NightMare was just outscaled, and now we're getting to game number 2, and we'll see if NightMare can bounce back, can recover, and force the ace match. Let's go. Game 2 is going to be on Winter Madness. Did you see moves scenes busted so strong? Yeah, we saw that our Templar snipe, what was it, 2 planetaries? Maybe 3? Like 2 to 3 planetaries, which was nice. But remember, this was happening when ByuN already had 5 or 6 bases. Like, ByuN could afford those losses at that time. If this was happening earlier in the game, then different story, right? Then it's a little bit more impactful. But otherwise, ByuN, he could maintain that. And here we go, we're getting to our next game. Spawning in the bottom right hand corner of Winter Madness, we have the red Terran player. We have the South Korean Terran representing Shopify Rebellion. It is ByuN. And spawning in the top left hand corner, we have his opponents. We have the blue Protoss player, the blue Protoss himself representing Streamer Zone. It is NightMare. Oh, show how hard to hit the P4. Yeah. They definitely kind of takes like what, like 3, 4 swipes, depending on how many DTs get in. For sure. Can be crazy. Here we go. We're getting into game 2. Welcome to Winter Madness. Winter Madness is one of the larger maps in the map pool. When it comes to building up on 3, 4, 5 bases, it will be a little bit easier here, somewhat. I will say that the bases are more spread out. True. They're much more spread out here on Winter Madness, so it'll be much more difficult to rotate and to keep up with an aggressing player, for sure. Can be more difficult. We'll see. As we get into 5 and 6 bases. For now, though, remember, again, it was, what, half an hour ago, but ByuN did open up last game with the early concussive shell into 3-max stim timing. If you recall, which fell on its face, right? Like, NightMare had the stronger mid game. Like, he was able to shut down ByuN, gain momentum, move out. And we had that crazy back and forth where NightMare did overextend. I'm still reminded of his blunder where you could see him panic with his army control, where he got caught in the center of the map and was just trying to get out of there. We'll solve his Colossus. Just some shaky moments. For now, though, double gas open out of ByuN and going for a faster factory. Okay. So ByuN is going for a delayed CC. With this can lead into reacted Reaper Hellion. This can lead into earlier committed mine play. Show us what you got. We go. Meanwhile, NightMare, he opts not to probe scouts. Bold move. So no probe scout out of NightMare. He's moving out with his adept. Trying to get a read on what's going on. ByuN is massing up that Reaper Hellion. The goal here is to catch out the initial gateway units and bust into a mineral line. And take a lead early on. Army gets spotted. Yeah, the army is spotted. NightMare, he commits in, does recall and does save the adept. Not bad. Nice moves out of NightMare. Does save the adepts. Behind this, we need shield batteries. There we go. Battery in the main. No battery in the natural yet. ByuN is moving in. Let's move in. NightMare, he's got 2 Adepts and 1 Stalker. Oh, his army is split. And the first Adept is going to go down. Oof. And we'll lose 1. Does trade. Second Adept falls as well. Now going for the Stalker. The Stalker is not long for this world. Boys are being pulled away, and they're going to be stacking up against a Hellion. Oh no! And this is getting out of hand. This is getting out of hand here. Oh my god, massive Hellion shots. As probes, they line up. 6 probes go down. He's still not done, by the way. He's still not done. Oh my god. Okay, getting up to 6. The shield battery does save the workers in the main. But what about the natural? Yeah, what about the natural? 8 probe kills. And so far, a nice start for ByuN. Very strong start. ByuN losing 2 Hellions and 2 Reapers for 8 probes, 2 Adepts, and a Stalker. So much better start for the Terran. Behind this, ByuN getting ready for the counterattack. He's got a safety Cyclone. Bunker into tank production. Just setting up back at home. NightMare, meanwhile, he does get up to 2 gates. So 2 gate blink, most likely into a faster 3rd. So nothing too aggressive out of NightMare. Yeah, NightMare, he tries to expand, and the Reapers are here. Delayed 3rd Nexus. Oof. Ay. He's going back in. There's no battery. Yeah, there's no shield battery. More probes going to be going down. Getting 3 probes in total, getting up to 4. And this is very quickly becoming critical damage. 5 probe kills and a delayed expansion. That's 13 probe kills in total. NightMare did at least kill the bunker. Got some damage, but it's a rough start. From here, ByuN's just chilling. ByuN is just chilling. Just setting up at 2 bases. Just has to wait until Stim finishes. Stim, medevac production. Tanks are massing up as well. ByuN isn't going to push anytime soon, but ByuN is looking very comfortable. He does have a lead. Does have a lead here. And ByuN can just build up into a 3rd and then start to move out. So until then, NightMare, he has some time to lick his wounds for sure, but he needs more than just that. He has to be able to counterattack whenever ByuN does decide to move out. We need to see a backstab, Zealot round by, Warp Prism into the main, Stalker aggression as well. The pressure is on NightMare. NightMare actually going for a gateway explosion. Okay. Before any further attack. What I mean by that, there's no Forge, there's no Bay, there's no Temple Archives. ByuN getting 3 more probes. But yeah, NightMare is getting up to 8 gates back at home. So a 3 base 8 gate setup. I'm not really too familiar with seeing 8 gate all-ins in TvP. But ByuN is pushing. And again, I would have assumed that he would expand. He should be taking his third base behind this. But ByuN does move out. And we'll see if NightMare can survive. Can he hold? He's warping in slow. I feel like he forgot charge. I don't think this is intentional. He's warping in slow. Yeah, charge is not done. No shot. He forgot charge, Pappy. Yeah, that's why I was so confused about the gateway explosion. The slow lots are coming in. They get 1 tank. Only 1. Yeah, only 1 tank. And with that, ByuN snowballs out of control. GG gets called. You can see charge starts as the fight begins. So charge was forgotten, and ByuN, he will take the series 2-0, advancing on to the grand finals. GG. GG, well played. I was so perplexed by the fact that we were going up to 8 gateways with only Stalker tech, with only Blink. I was so confused. And we saw there that that was not intentional, that we were supposed to get into charge. Charge was forgotten, and we had a bunch of slow lots to defend. GG. GG, well played. Congratulations. ByuN does advance on into the grand finals. My condolences to NightMare. We did have an intense back and forth. And again, I want to say that NightMare did have some nice moments in game number 1. But here in game 2, just rough in the beginning. Losing, was it 13 probes? 13 workers went down. Delay on the third base as well. Losing the adepts. Like, it was just a very, very rough early game. GG. GG, well played. And with that, we are jumping on over here into the lower semis. Oh, let's go.